Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of Hannover Messe 2022, where Portugal makes sense as partner country. German companies are happy in Portugal. More than 550 companies operate in Portugal. Many are amongst the country's largest exporters. All are welcome. To share the many reasons why Portugal makes sense to invest, innovate, and develop business partnerships, please welcome the Chairman and CEO of Portuguese Trade and Investment Agency, Luís Castro Henriques.
Thank you very much for this warm welcome. Dear Chancellor, dear Prime Minister, dear members of both governments, Germany and Portugal, dear ambassadors, dear presidents of BDI and CIP, it is an enormous pleasure to be here. And I actually have an easier life today thanks to you, Chancellor, thanks to your speech yesterday, because I'm actually here to confirm why Portugal makes sense for investment, for partnerships, for R&D, and for sourcing. And I'm pretty sure that everyone here in the audience has either been to Portugal or knows Portuguese people. So you know all about our great wine, our great food, our great seaside locations. But what probably most of you may not know is that our biggest component of exports is actually machinery, automotive components, metallurgical products. This is what Portugal is in 2022. So the point now is, why does it make sense? And the main competitive factor, the main differentiating factor that we have is talent. We have talented people that have creative minds too. We're the third country in Europe with the highest number of engineering graduates coming out to the market every year. 30% of our graduates graduate in ICT, in engineering, in maths, and in sciences. But it's not only about technical skills, it's also about social skills and dealing with others around the world. I'll give you here just one figure. We ranked number 7 in English proficiency. So that means that when you go around Portugal, people will speak English pretty much like me. But it's not only that. Most of the youngsters will speak at least 2 foreign languages. And what does this tell us? Well, this tells us that this highly qualified talent really can deal in a multinational environment, really wants to deal in a multinational environment. And this is an absolute competitive advantage for large exporting companies like the large German industrialists. So that's why we really believe that we are a different location. And this has already brought results to us. We have a thriving startup ecosystem, more than 2,000 startups operating out of Portugal. And now, dear Prime Minister, almost a countless number of unicorns booming systematically. So this has created a technology-driven environment in Portugal. We rank nowadays number 13 in R&D intensity in Europe. And you might say, well, that's still pretty much halfway through the table. It's true, but you should see where we come from. And this means that we'll keep on investing systematically and very, very strongly on this. And to prove you that, we actually have the highest R&D tax incentives in Europe. We support that. And this brings good results for everybody, even and mainly for German companies. Bosch Car Multimedia has already registered more than 70 patents in partnership with a Portuguese university, the University of Minho. This is the type of ecosystem that we can bring. This is the type of results that we can bring. If by now you are not convinced with our competitiveness, let me give you also another angle which is of utmost importance for our consumers nowadays: sustainability. Portugal has started to bet in sustainability about 20 years ago. And we have systematically delivered on that. Just last year, we were the 4th country in Europe to become absolutely coal-free. So that means that we define a plan and we stick to it. But also, 60% of our electrical consumption came from renewable supply. So this shows how committed to the energy transition, to sustainability, Portugal is. And we know that this is also a competitive factor for your companies. But we're also committed with the future of sustainability. Let me give you another small example. Portugal was actually the first country in Europe to develop the first floating wind farm in Europe, the Windfloat project. And we'll keep on doing that, and we'll continue working on that. So the question is, what does this bring? Well, we believe this actually brings resilience for Europe, resilience for all of us. And you can see already the results. We have already more than 550 German companies operating out of Portugal. Most of them household names that everyone here in the room knows, and that produce, but also partner up and co-create out of Portugal. In fact, Portugal really is about more than made in Portugal. It is about invented and created in Portugal. We're also a resilient location in terms of FDI. We rank number 10 in Europe as an FDI destination. And as I mentioned at the beginning, more than a quarter of our exports are actually machinery, metallurgical products, metalworks, automotive components, and highly technological components. And if, again, you're not sure this is also benefiting German companies, look at our trade balance. In our top 10, 4 of the largest exporters are large German companies, all household names that you know. Conti, Bosch, Volkswagen, Eberspacher. So this is a system, a virtuous system that works for all of us. We are able to create together, to develop together, to produce together, above all, to be competitive together. And all thanks to talent, to Portuguese talent. So to wrap up, we really believe that we have the right talent, we are the right partner for you. Also, this means that we look forward, while receiving your investment, that you bring along your teams. And so, if you're not really sure about this, let me just remind you, we're actually the 3rd world's best location in terms of quality of life. So you're able to enjoy a great country to live in. But we're also the 4th most peaceful and stable location around the world. And I'm sure that the safety also enables you to take a decision, and a long-term decision, to have your people, to have teams based in Portugal. So I'm pretty sure that with this, by now, I hope that you'll be sure that Portugal is a very good location to invest in, to partner up with, and to source in. And if you have any final doubts, just let me mention this. Portugal nowadays is actually a major hub for the German automotive industry in terms of software development. So this proves the competitiveness of our talent. This proves the competitiveness of our location. And above all, that's why Portugal makes sense. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and welcome to our pavilion.
These are challenging times, but also times of opportunity for Germany and Portugal, for Europe, to build a strong industrial base. Please welcome António Sarava, President of the Confederation of Portuguese Business.
Dear Chancellor, dear Prime Minister, dear President of ICEP, dear President of IMAP, dear President BDI, my good friend, the world has changed dramatically in the past 2 years. The pandemic has brought permanent change in work relations and in the way companies operate. The raw material crisis, which followed, is evidence of the excessive dependency created by globalization. Supply chains have been broken. There is a new perception about the risks of relying in certain markets, a small number of suppliers or of clients. In some cases, disruptions are temporary, but it is clear that we are witnessing a paradigm shift. Nevertheless, as in all disruption, opportunities have emerged. And now Europe must be up to the challenge. Now is the time to relaunch Europe's industrial base and preserve open and dynamic markets. Our single market is the strongest tools we have to allow us to truly benefit from digitalization and address the fundamental challenges of climate change, migration and trade tensions in an increasingly unstable global geopolitical landscape. No EU member state can address them on its own. The Hannover Expo brings together the best examples of our companies can achieve. For many years, Portugal has had a strong presence at the Hannover Expo. This year, led by IMAP, the Portuguese Metallurgical and Metalworking Association, our presence is even stronger. This year, we are honored to be the partner country, and I am proud of the great Portuguese examples we will visit later today. The Portugal you see here is a Portugal committed to a greener planet, driven by talented people, providing creative solutions to global problems. A country driven by technology. More and more Portuguese companies are distinguishing themselves for dynamism, flexibility, capacity to innovate and anticipate global trends, and the ability to create solutions which respond to the needs of clients. The concept presented here reflects the Portuguese companies of today. The Expo shows incredible examples of what industry can accomplish. But to develop a dynamic, innovative, and clean European industry, we need legislation that is proportional and fit for purpose. Sadly, what we have faced in recent years is a continuous amount of heavy legislation. This impedes the capacity of companies to function. Burdened by layers of heavy obligations and reporting rules, companies are ready to do their part to reach the objectives of the digital and green transition. In this difficult moment, it is time for government to see companies as their partners working together towards the same objectives. So believe me when I say Portugal makes sense. Thank you.
Economic relations between Portugal and Germany are excellent. Germany is one of the most important trading partners of Portugal. German companies have been active in Portugal for a long time, in some cases for over 100 years. Please welcome the President of the Federation of German Industries, Siegfried Russwurm.
Dear Prime Minister, dear Chancellor, Excellencies, Presidents, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, you give me really a hard time. The Prime Minister has started to advocate for Portugal yesterday in a wonderful speech. The President has mentioned the talent aspect. My friend Antonio has taken up smart regulation. So what's left? What else could I add here? All my scribblings are already done. So what's left for me is to confirm from a German side, all you said is true. It is absolutely true, and all companies that have been doing business not only with Portugal, but in Portugal, will confirm that we see exactly that. It is a wonderful country to live there. It is a wonderful country to have holidays there, but it is an outstanding country to do business there. And in many aspects, Portugal was ahead of the whole pack when we're talking about digitalization, when we're talking about smart services. So all that said is true. What else then to add? Well, it feels good to have partners like Portugal. It feels good here at Hanover, at the trade show, to have Portugal as a partner country. It feels good for German companies to have true partners in Portugal. And it feels good on a political side. Well, at the eastern border of Europe, we are all scared by what's happening there, by the fearful war that puts death and grief to a lot of people, that on the other side of Europe, the western part, we have strong partners that share our values. So thank you very much for all the three, for being here as a partner country, for the continuous partnership with German companies, and for being a strong partner in our joint European Union. Thank you so much.
German companies value Portugal as foreign direct investment destination. The government makes it easy to consider the country as a location to develop business and partnerships. Portugal makes sense, more than ever, at a time when Europe needs a vibrant industry. Please welcome His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Portugal, António Costa.
Dear Chancellor, dear Minister President of Low Saxony, Lord Mayor of Hannover, members of the government from Germany and Portugal, ladies and gentlemen, presidents of BDI e Sr. Presidente da CIP, bom dia a todos, guten Morgen. Let me once again thank Germany and in particular the presidents of Lower Saxony for the invitation to host Portugal as the partner country on the 2022 edition of Hannover Messe. This is the largest and most important technology and industry event of the world. This is where the future happens. It is a great honor to have my good friend, Chancellor Olaf Scholz, visiting some of more than 100 Portuguese companies present in the Hannover Fair. There are already almost 600 German companies that produce or innovate in Portugal, and Germany is already our third largest export destination. But the potential to further deepen these bonds is huge, and our presence here as the partner country shows our mutual confidence in future partnerships. In this moment, where Europe relocates part of its production back to our continent, Portugal is the place to go buy equipment and industrial inputs to invest and to innovate. In this moment, where the twin digital and climate transition accelerate, Portugal is the partner to grow your business in the green and digital way. We are one of the safest countries in the world, on earth, and we have the third largest graduation rate of engineers in Europe. We have 58% of electricity sourced from renewables, a value that we are committed to 80% already in 2026. And we have state-of-the-art digital connectivity with new submarine cables linking Portugal and Europe to South America, South Africa, and soon Asia. Our companies brought with them know-how, world-class technology, and expertise in key areas for the industrial future of Europe. I can only invite you all to join us and visit our stands. We brought to Hannover 3 of our clusters of excellence. First, engineered parts and solutions, which ranks at the top of the Portuguese exports of goods, reaching 222 countries. In all 3 and 9, you will see innovative production technologies in a wide range of areas, such as mechanical engineering, machinery and tools, molds and technical plastics, textiles, metal, mobility, aeronautics, and space. Second, energy solutions, in which Portugal is currently a world reference. The biggest floating solar park in a hydrodam in Europe just started in operation. In all 13, I challenge you to discover the expertise of our companies in new technologies for renewables production, including offshore wind energy, green hydrogen, smart mobility, and smart cities. And finally, in all 5, our digital ecosystem cluster. We have a dynamic innovation ecosystem that is attracting R&D and service centers from all over the globe. The number doubled in the past 6 years, with many German companies choosing Portugal. We bring to Hannover digital production technologies created in Portugal, including artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things. They will add value to your business by allowing you to have more efficient production processes, reaping the benefits of digitalization. I invite you all to join us and see with your own eyes why Portugal makes sense. Let's do business. Thank you very much.
Economic relations between Germany and Portugal are strong and always getting better. Portugal and Germany are partners in trade, in investment, in innovation, and in resilience. To the closing remarks of this session, please welcome His Excellency, the Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz.
Dear Antonio, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to the central pavilion of this year's partner country, Portugal. I'm glad that the walkabout starts right here. I warmly welcome you all to Germany and to the Hannover Messe 2022. I'm very happy about Portugal being the partner country of the fair. Antonio, your government in particular has invested a lot in supporting Portugal's innovative power. Top research is conducted in Portugal. For instance, locating the Fraunhofer Institute in Portugal has turned out to be a great success. Around 600 German companies are currently doing business in Portugal, from big players to small and medium-sized companies. I also welcome the representatives from German and Portuguese companies right here at the pavilion. I hope that here at the fair you will all seize the opportunity to further deepen German-Portuguese economic relations. Antonio, I'm looking forward to start the walkabout together with you. We will see many new products and innovations representing the backbone of the industrial transformation that is underway. Becoming greener, becoming smarter, becoming more efficient, these are the goals we all share. But those who really make this happen are the companies, the entrepreneurs, and their ideas. And today I'm very happy, this morning I'm very happy, not just because we will start our work here and we will start the cooperation in all these businesses, but also because this is a day where we can inform the public that a great agreement has been reached in the German Parliament and with the parties that are involved. Das ist heute ein guter Tag. Unmittelbar nach dem Ausbruch des Krieges, den Russland gegen die Ukraine begonnen hat, habe ich im Deutschen Bundestag angekündigt, dass wir mehr für Verteidigung ausgeben werden und dass wir ein Sondervermögen für die Bundeswehr auf den Weg bringen werden. Ein Sondervermögen im Umfang von 100 Milliarden Euro, damit wir jetzt in der Lage sind, zusammen mit diesem Geld und dem Etat 2% unserer Wirtschaftsleistung in Verteidigung zu investieren in den nächsten Jahren und es dauerhaft schaffen werden, die NATO-Fähigkeitsziele zu erreichen. Das ist ein gewaltiger Schritt. Die deutsche Bundeswehr wird gestärkt werden. Sie wird in der Lage sein, ihren Verteidigungsauftrag besser als jemals zu erfüllen. Und sie wird ihren Beitrag in der NATO leisten können, damit wir uns gegen Angriffe von außen jederzeit zur Wehr setzen können. Dass es gelungen ist, nach dem Beifall, der nach diesem Vorschlag im Deutschen Bundestag erklungen ist, nur wenige Zeit später eine parteiübergreifende Verständigung zu erreichen, das ist ein großer, großer Schritt für unser Land. Ich bin sehr dankbar dafür und es wird dazu beitragen, dass die Sicherheit Deutschlands und Europas größer wird. Es ist die richtige Antwort auf die Zeitenwende, die mit Russlands Angriff auf die Ukraine angefangen hat. And to come back to the fair, which brings us together here and which is trade making peace. I wish all exhibitors and guests at the Hannover Messe a successful fair. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to witness such an historical moment at Hannover Messe 2022. Portugal and Germany definitely make sense. Have a nice day.